What's going on, YouTube? My DraftKings name is TPC, and I want to give you guys some of my plays for the upcoming tournament at TPC Sawgrass. The Players' Championship, they call it the fifth major. All golf fans know that. But I want to give you my strategy for DFS lineups. I play DraftKings mostly. If you play FanDuel, that's great. But I think both sites have some merit here. So let's go over some of my picks and some of the people that I'm going to fade. First off, I like Rory McIlroy. He's been knocking on the door for a win all year. His iron game is super sharp right now. He's gotten used to the club change. He's starting to putt well. I think he can get it done here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 10 once again with a bunch of fans following him. I'm also into Lucas Glover. He's been playing very well as of late. Had a pretty decent Honda Classic. I think he can keep it going here as well. Hey dog, my dog's coming for the video. Oh, whoa, whoa. My next pick, I like Xander Schauffele. He's just a solid player. I like him in a tree line layout at TPC Sawgrass. And if you notice, guys, so far, I'm favoring morning tee times for the first round. I think it's very important for these guys to get off to a hot start. Those winds are going to pick up big in the afternoon. And I have a bad feeling about a lot of the studs that are going out in the afternoon. We'll go over that list of players in a moment here. Another player I like, Mark Leishman, extraordinary long iron player. And when he gets the ball rolling, he can make some putts and do some damage out there. Cam Smith made a run at this event last year. I'm also going back to him. He's just been solid. There's really nothing else to be said. I like two Aussies, which is kind of strange. I think that's a coincidence. But and I also like guys that are not as followed by fans or not as popular. So some of these guys are probably going to be lower owned, with the exception of my final pick that I like, Ian Poulter. Ian Poulter is going to be chalk. Everyone's saying that people don't like to play him for some reason, but I just think he's very appealing here. He's got a gritty, kind of pessimistic attitude about his game that can either really hurt him or it can just excel him to the top. And he's been having some top 10 finishes as of late. So I'm going to roll with Ian Poulter. For my fades, my first fade is Dustin Johnson. Now, Dustin Johnson, obviously he can light it up. We all know that. I just think you can find so much better value for your golfer. 11-4 is, he's worth it and everything. He hits the ball a mile. You don't need that at TPC Sawgrass. You just need to be precise. You need to just wave off the pressure. Of all the fades that I picked, I would probably end up having a little exposure to Dustin Johnson, but I'm not overly into him here. Another couple that I'm going to fade, Jon Rahm and Sergio Garcia. Jon Rahm is a head case. If he has one bad hole, he just doesn't know how to handle himself, and he will have a bad hole out here, and I don't know how that's going to affect him for the rest of his round. He's also going out in the afternoon, and I think those winds are going to pick up and give those guys a hard time, like I was saying earlier. I'm fading Justin Thomas as well. Justin Thomas, similar to Jon Rahm, can be a head case. He lets external pressure kind of affect his game, and I'm just not really into his psyche for this particular event. Now, the field is stacked. I get it. If you want to play Justin Thomas, I have no issue with that. I personally am going to fade him, though. Another popular guy who will be popular that I'm going to fade, who is a very good price, is Gary Woodland. He's been amazing this year, I got to admit it. But sometimes you just have to take a stand and say, all right, there are so many good plays in this event that Gary Woodland, if he's overly popular, I think it takes away some upside if he doesn't do so well. It wouldn't shock me if he did well, but I expect him to fall off a little bit here. The magnitude of this event and just the field around him is so good that you can find other ways in that price range to get to the top of the leaderboard. And my final fade, is Francesco Molinari. I know he won last week. I know his price is low, and that DraftKings priced him before he actually won the tournament at Bay Hill. But I just can't get there. I can't do it. It's just too hard for me to take the winner of a previous tournament into the next event. And no matter how good of a price you get on a golfer, price is almost irrelevant when it comes to golf. It's not like NBA where your guy has to get 6x. You know, this is a different ball game. If your guy's at the top of the leaderboard and he costs 6,100, you obviously smash value. You're not going to see a fire symbol next to a golfer. I mean, so anyone's in play, realistically. But those are just some of my thoughts. And if you guys have any feedback or want to make some comments, just give me a shout. TPC is my name. TEEPEESEE. You can find me on DraftKings. Have a good night.